Welcome to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we crown all sorts of champions. We win away from home, and apparently we get a new. Is it time to celebrate? With that said, I am FCDO Tokyo. This is James, and this is DPG. Hopefully, I finally got that right this week.
Yep.
Gentlemen, how do you feel tonight?
Get the party going. Get the party going. There's a lot of celebrations abound.
Yep.
Especially in France.
I feel like Caesar. I feel like Caesar conquering Gaul. You know?
Do you? Do you?
Yes, I'm on a high right now.
With something crawling in under Caesar's skin.
Perfect, dude. I love that transition. Okay, so the Champions League was this week. Before we get to the big, yes, the Chicago Fire have a new stadium. Boom, we're burying the lead. We're gonna argue about that in a minute. But first, your vegetables. UEFA Champions League, a very, I don't know, to me, a weaker PSG team than normal. Completely dog walked Inter Milan. Gentlemen, did we watch the game?
I did not.
I forgot it. I forgot about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I dead ass turned it on at like 10 minutes or 11 minutes, and then Hakimi scored, and then the other goal went in. I was like, this game is over. It was boring as a neutral to watch. It was on for a little while, but I was visiting my parents. Just stopped watching. It was over before it began, but in the end, doesn't even matter. Dude,
doesn't even matter.
DPG, I gotta ask you, did you see Linkin Park performed at the Champions League?
No, I did not. I mean, I used to listen to them back in the day, but I did not watch them perform.
No, me and James listened to it. Don't you dare play it, James. By the way, I see you clicking around. But
I'm gonna check it out.
We watched it. They played two new songs. They played "Numb" and then they played "Bleed It Out." Right? Or no, I don't know, man. I don't recognize them. Oh yeah, they played in the end. Yeah, dude. First time I saw them, I was at like a club that hold 200 or 2,000 people, and they opened for Head PE and Papa Roach. Anyway,
It's funny you mentioned that, bro. It's funny you mentioned that because I remember back in the day, I want to say 2000, maybe summer of 2000. We used to get the boombox, go out in the deck, and start pounding Limp Bizkit. And I had some, and then I had some neighbor kid, like from a house down or 2 houses down, said, "Hey, can you turn off your rock music?
Turn off the radio."
We told him.
Phenomenal.
We told him to fuck off.
Phenomenal.
Speaking of fucking off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Cruz Azul said to Vancouver.
Oh, you mean talk about dog walk, man? They fucking.
It's the same score line. I mean,
Jesus.
8 minute, 28 minute, 37th minute, 45th minutes, 50th minute. I mean, an onslaught of nonstop aggression. I didn't watch this game.
Vancouver didn't even get a shot in.
No, it's wild to think Vancouver is in first in MLS. Now, I saw some of the
by Cruz Azul.
Beautiful,
by
right?
the cement company.
So is that really them?
It says cement under jersey, bro.
They're in third place in the Clausura.
In Spanish.
They were in first place in the Apertura.
Yeah, they won the Apertura. They're in third in the Clausura. I don't know, man. I still don't believe in this Vancouver team, even though they're technically the best team in our league.
I'm not hype, bro. I'm not hype on this Vancouver team. I think right now MLS is going through a transitional period.
Well, does this mean anything for MLS? Is this like, oh God, everything's falling, it's terrible, we look like fools?
Unless freaking Don Garber convinces himself that we might have to start getting a little lenient on the cap, nothing's gonna change, man.
It never does. The more things change, the more they stay the same. James, listen, none of us watched this game, but like, what does this mean? Like, I remember like MLS for RSL back in 2009, right? Like I used to be that kind of cat, right? Like I'd cheer for MLS teams, but to be fair, if the Fire lose, I'm like, yeah, fuck Vancouver.
That's the thing. Like I don't
If
have any
if they
loyalty to
won,
any other.
would you not be like, yeah, good, an MLS team won, good for the league?
No, hell no.
You wouldn't
I
say good
have
for the
no
league?
loyalty. I have no loyalty for any other team but the Chicago
Why do you
Fire,
even
like,
have loyalty to the Fire? Because
because that's my hometown
the
team. That's
Fire
the team
wouldn't exist
that
without
I have
the league.
season tickets for them. I don't give a shit. Like you watch the Blackhawks, you like the Blackhawks.
Right.
Why don't you go fucking cheer for the Ducks or some shit like that?
I will cheer for like other teams. Like right now, I'm cheering for Edmonton taking on Florida Panthers, and I'm like, I kind of want the Canadian team to win. It's been a while.
But that's a whole different.
Won.
That's a whole different. Like you're like, yeah, between the two idiots, I'll take this one.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Well, then with the Pacers and the Knicks, I really liked both teams. I was like, I really liked the Knicks, and I really liked the Pacers, and it was really fun to watch the games from that standpoint. Where I'm like, when both, I was rooting for both teams.
And I
don't
think
forget
that's
to call the New York homies. By the way,
it was really
Make
fun.
Sure they're okay.
They just fired Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau got fired.
Yeah, you gotta walk him off the bridge, bro.
Which is wild.
So
talk them down off the bridge.
But for what the greater meaning for MLS is this: it's far behind. It's still behind Liga MX. It's how far I do not know, but the real question is, is it doing the things that is necessary to catch up?
No,
I don't think it's doing enough.
No,
not
me. I think MLS or just MLS teams, in general, need to kind of get rid of this whole, connection to the league itself. Like they have to be more independent and less dependent on MLS. You kind of have to have that whole, kind of have to act almost like an MLB team. Yes, there is an MLB, but then these teams tend to act independently.
I feel you. I will say this: I'm not necessarily RSL or MLS for RSL anymore. I'm not that hardcore, but I do like watching other teams, and I enjoy other players in the league. And as a whole, I would like the quality of the league to improve. But for me personally, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I don't feel like I don't need validation from anyone else to be like, I enjoy this, right? Like I don't care. Like I enjoy this. Whatever. And then perfect timing. James has got up on a screen.
Speaking of external validations, insecurities, here's LAFC.
They beat Club America, who was, as we saw, who was in first in the the Clausura, right? They were second or third in the Apertura. But like, dude, does this mean that, like, because I saw tons of people freaking out about the Vancouver game about how MLS is so behind, but yet on the very same night, LAFC beat Club America.
I don't give a shit, man. It's behind. Like I honestly don't give a shit of LAFC. I don't give a shit about Vancouver. Like honestly, anytime any of those teams beat the Fire and their shitty fans are in our stadium, it just pisses me off. It like makes me hate the team even more. Like when you have Cincinnati fans. When you have those fuckers from Ohio showing up at Soldier Field, most
of them were really nice though. To be fair.
I know. I you know what? I know that's the hard part, but I hate the fucking team.
But you have principles you must stick to. I love it, dude. All right, James, are you having an MLS existential crisis, or are you just like,
dude? I'm over the MLS, dude. I've been following my USL team. I haven't paid attention to them lately, but I've been following them from afar in my heart.
So I brought this up. I don't know if I mentioned this to James earlier tonight, but this is a near and dear thing to my heart. Peoria City is in USL 2, and USL 2 is very segregated in the fact that there's over 100 teams in the league in USL 2, but they stay within their conference. They don't really mingle. So they've started like ranking them like college teams, and Peoria City 4-0-0 is ranked number 1 in the country in USL 2, baby.
So they're gonna get promoted or what? Are they gonna get promoted?
Not yet, but I mean, yes, to your point, it would be rad as shit if they got promoted, but let's be fair, USL2 is development. This is kids.
So dude, this is like equivalent. This is equivalent to like the Kenosha Kingfish. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Are the Kenosha Kingfish in USL2?
No, Kenosha. It's like a summer baseball team that.
Oh, get out of here with your kids. Savannah Banana bullshit.
It's a bunch of college kids.
Savannah Bananas, they're fun.
No, of course, but not like as an argument in a conversation about sports.
Hey, you can get good seats at the Kenosha Kingfish games for like $12, man.
You know,
listen, you can get phenomenal seats in Peoria City for real. I wished and hoped something like this would have been there when I was there, and like, dude, it's so rad to see him number one in the country. They turned an old minor league baseball stadium into a beautiful park for a USL2 team. Like, they put some seats in the stands. I unfortunately was there this weekend and did not get out to see the ladies play. I wanted to, but my parents are old, man. They wanted to go home after a long day of farmers markets and such.
This is equivalent to like the National League and the Premier English Premier League.
Basically, yes, you're not wrong, because this is like college kids who don't lose eligibility by being on these teams, right?
Exactly.
So it's fun. I got to tell you, I'm very happy to see, and we will be following them all season.
Speaking of all season, Atletico Madrid renew Antoine Griezmann through 2027. He won't be coming through to MLS anytime soon.
I mean, we're missing out a bunch of players, but I don't want to go into the next segment, but I'm just gonna say it like this: maybe if you build it, they will come.
Where are all these MLS players? Where are all these stars that we're supposed to be signing for MLS for World Cup? Like, it hasn't happened. In fact, De Bruyne doesn't look like he's going to be coming to Chicago Fire, as we mentioned in the past. Looks like Napoli.
Napoli. Yeah, Napoli.
Yep. MLS is losing out to these big clubs. And why? It's because the football doesn't matter. There's no promotion relegation. The games aren't on the line. Nothing, and the pressure isn't there. At least with the Apertura and the Clausura, with Liga MX, there's pressure. Maybe
what? They don't have relegation anymore.
But there's pressure on the Apertura and the Clausura.
You know what? The thing is we just got to keep supporting MLS. We got to support our local club team. Let me specify that. We got to support our local club team, which is for us.
You can get in to see them.
I get it. There's a lot of USMNT fans that hate MLS for whatever reason. They think that MLS is like the freaking the leprosy of soccer or whatever. But the problem is that this is the only thing we have in order to for us to develop players that we could ship them off to Europe. I mean,
I don't see a problem with MLS. Its station in life, dude. Like, listen, I was going to bring this up during the Fire game talk, but I'll say this. I was watching the game, and I just thought, my God, I remember running to the television in 2008 to see a game where they headed and kicked the ball long, back and forth. The ball was in the air constantly. And then I'm watching the Fire in Orlando, and they are slicing each other back and forth, bombing up and down the field. And I was just like, wow, the quality of this league is out of sight compared to what it used to be.
I want to say this, though, especially for the USMNT fans that don't care for the MLS, and that's okay. But keep in mind, you like to see Christian Pulisic in Europe. You like to see all these American players in Europe. MLS is going to have to be the vehicle to get them there. Look how long it took us to develop one Christian Pulisic. And he didn't even go through the MLS. He went through like the AYSO. So, let's hope that in the next decade, we'll be able to develop 3 or 4 Pulisic type players from the MLS.
I'd like that, because there's no shame in say having a Dempsey who starts in MLS and goes on and does whatever. And then having a Christian Roldan and a Jordan Morris who hang out in the league and are big fixtures and big personalities in this league. There's nothing wrong with all that. And then
you
there's
need a
nothing
backup.
wrong with bringing guys closer to retirement over if you also supplement it with young like talent you're trying to sell. Like it's okay to be the hodgepodge.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I like to think that one day, someday, MLS clubs will be able to actually compete with European clubs. I would like to see
now.
that.
They already can, but like you're talking about the big boys. You mean
I'm talking about
tier
like
1 league teams. Like
I'm talking about that one day we might get to see freaking Kansas City, or some random ass team like Nashville beat Real Madrid on some freaking cash grab tournament that FIFA makes out. I'm just saying that.
I mean, that kind of thing is starting right now, and nobody's happy about it.
Unless it's like a super league, that's the only way it would happen.
Yep. I mean, that's not completely out of the realm of possibility, by the way, that like everybody just looked at the European Super League and never thought maybe Arsenal is going to be like, okay, why don't New York? Why don't you join?
That's the thing. Imagine like this PSG team that won like the Champions League. Imagine they had like another, one-off game against, some random MLS team or the North American champion or whatever.
Yeah, the North American, whether it be Club America or Minnesota United.
And then what happens? And then it'll be funny as hell if Minnesota United beats them, in Minnesota or in Italy. I don't, or not Italy, but France or whatever.
That's kind of what they're trying to do with the Club World Cup that's going on right now, and nobody's fucking happy about it. The players aren't getting paid but peanuts, apparently.
I wouldn't even mind seeing like some sort of. It would have been a more meaningful tournament if you involved clubs from South America. Like imagine a River Plate game versus, New York Red Bulls or Chicago Fire versus Sao Paulo.
Famously, the only thing I support segregated is continental conferences. I don't want to lose CONCACAF to have.
No, I know. I get that.
Blob.
And I don't want to lose that either. But it would be nice to see how good we measure against Europe.
Well, we don't yet. I mean, it's just literal dollars and cents. Let's be real. You have your remember that Serginho Dest Ajax team? You have your surprises here and there, but dollar and cents can Hearts, can PSV really compete with the Real Madrids and the Barcelona's? They can maybe beat them here and there in the knockout rounds, but they can't
like a Cinderella story type mode.
Yeah, but not in a league. They couldn't keep up in the league. I mean, I don't know, but the Club World Cup thing is stupid. James, tell me you're not the guy who's like gung ho about the Club World Cup.
I don't care. It's not a real thing.
I agree. It is not a real thing.
I don't. There's some things there's some things where it's just like, to me, it's just like it's not a real thing. And you know what? The Gold Cup is included in that. Like it's not a real thing. The real thing is a league, a league's cup,
the Nations League.
Like some sort of for England, like they have their cup system.
Like FA Cup,
like the U.S. Open Cup,
the U.S. Open Cup. I think those are legitimate. And then national team wise, there's the Euro type tournaments. Those ones are legitimate, and of course the World Cup.
So
everything else is just a cash grab.
What has happened to my beautiful football?
Wasn't the World Cup club used to be like the champion of each continent, like? The champion of
Oh yes, actually, I take that back. You are 1,000%. It was only a 6-team tournament.
Yeah, it was actually meaningful because the champion of CONCACAF will face off against Oceania champion, CAF champion,
because the South American and the European champion would get the bye, and then you have Oceania, Asia.
Yeah, you had like
Gotta
some
battle
team from
out.
Japan or something like that, or
Yeah.
Korea, and, which was cool. That was a cool concept. But now, obviously, with everything that's going on, now it feels like a cash grab. Like, it's you literally made a tournament just to involve Messi's team somehow. So
Right. Well, I don't know, gentlemen.
Paris shirts, but like, I mean, look at the list of clubs here: PSG, Bayern Munich, Man City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Inter, Juventus. That's some fun stuff. Salzburg, Benfica, Fluminense, Porto, Inter Miami, Borussia Dortmund, Al Hilal, LAFC, Monterrey, Flamengo, Urawa Red Diamonds, Mamelodi Sundowns FC, Botafogo, Seattle Sounders, Palmeiras, River Plate.
River Plate, bro. It's River Plate, bro. Just say River Plate.
River Plate, Boca Juniors, Pachuca, and Al Ahly. Oh wait, there's more. Auckland City, Esperance de Tunis, Wydad Casablanca, Ulsan HDFC, and Al Ain.
That is like the most random like tier. Like, yeah, I mean, I recognize some, I recognize the cities of some of those clubs, but.
All right, there's so many teams in this. I actually might be on board now. Like, this is such a abomination. I might now be on board.
It'll be funny if you see like Al Ahly beat up like River Plate. That's. How can you get over that? Something like that, man.
After reading off the list of names, I must say I went from I don't give a flying fuck to like, okay, maybe I'll take a peek.
Yeah, he's gonna cheer for Urawa Red Diamonds. I can see James rocking that.
Yeah, I might cheer for his little Seattle Sounders.
Yeah, my beloved
hell
Sounders.
No, hell no, man. You and your Jordan Morris crush, bro.
Let's see.
It's not just
who
Morris,
would you cheer for, boys? I'm gonna scroll up here. Pick out a couple teams you'd cheer for. Sounders.
Hey, DPG, are you a River Plate or a Boca Juniors guy?
Hey, man, I really don't give a shit about it.
Borussia Dortmund.
Like I told you how I feel. Like, if you were to ask me, if you were to ask me on a Monday, I might say River Plate. Then you ask me on a Tuesday, I might say Boca. Like, it just depends how I feel. I really don't give a shit of any of those teams. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of history behind those teams. And by all means, those teams are, I respect the shit out of them, but it's not a team that I'm not going to run to my TV and turn on Argentine first division, matches.
I wonder what this is even on. If this is on something I can watch, I'm doing it. And I'm going ham for Inter Miami because here's the memes and the lulls.
Yes.
When is this tournament kicking off?
Probably
June 14th.
No, and the thing is, like, are these teams even gonna bring the full squads? Like,
I mean, as much as some of them can, I'm sure some of them are gonna. Like, I mean, Manchester United is there. I'm sure KDB ain't going.
So yeah, he's gonna be freaking moving his shit to Napoli.
Oh man. Okay, so this is gonna be actually an abomination that now I need to be all in. Oh man, what have you guys done to me? And then there's a USU MMT friendly this weekend that nobody gives a shit about because the team has no one on it. Because they brought in Walker Zimmerman for Florian Balogun, which
how old is Walker Zimmerman? I swear to it feels like he's been there. It feels like he's been there forever.
Dude, Ponch is phoning this in. This whole American experiment.
I have no faith on some of these MLS fullbacks. So, good luck.
Producer James, what do you think about the USMNT?
I'm thinking we should reset, and because a shocking turn of events has just put my jaw on the floor. LA Galaxy got their first win of the season.
Whoa!
Oh my God!
And with that, we'll be right back, and we're gonna be talking all things new Chicago Fire Stadium here on Enemies of the Fire. Make sure you guys kick that like button, punt it. We'll be right back.
welcome back, fellow enemies of fire. We are here for the only reason you clicked on this video. Let's be real. The Chicago Fire are building their own brand new stadium in Lot 78. All sorts of celebrations to be had. Who's happy? Guys, what do you think?
This day has finally come. Like I think I have been waiting for something like this to happen since God knows when, and it finally happened. We're actually going to have a stadium in the city of Chicago that is going to be owned by the Chicago Fire, and it's not even going to use any public money like like other sport ventures across the city.
Like the Bears.
Like the people who wanted the lot before them. Oh, and our current stadium mates. Correct.
Yeah.
So, James, what do you think? I know exactly what DBG thinks. We spent the entire day arguing.
Yeah.
What
going
do
at
you
it.
think?
It's got to be a good thing. If this is what Joe Mansueto deems worth spending his money on, it's got to be a good thing. I imagine he's thought this through. As far as the impacts, the potential loss of fans, gain of fans, destination, goodwill in the city, goodwill with the whole. Sorry, I thought I saw something. I thought I saw the ghost of Rahm Emanuel creeping in the corner. But there's so much good to this. There's also the questions of why leave Soldier Field? Why even pay for this? Why even spend the just over $500 million, $680 million plus, maybe more with inflation? Who knows?
That's not the questions that I have.
But
Interesting.
Why even spend it there when you could spend that money maybe elsewhere and get similar or even better returns? Is
you want them to be the
crucial?
Arlington Heights? You want them to be the Arlington Heights rhythm?
No, but is the new stadium crucial to success? Is the Soldier Field stadium beyond repair, beyond being able to be taken over? So I have those questions, and then there's also the part of me where it's like, this is awesome, because when we went to Bridgeview, it was awesome. It was a little cookie cutter. It was a cookie cutter stadium, but it was something cool about it. Something like, oh, this is ours. This is theirs. And there was that sense of ownership, I think, was unique to that place, at least. And you didn't get that sense, and you don't get that sense in Soldier Field.
Yeah,
you get the sense that you're just like some sort of like, oh yeah, the Bears live here. We're just guests.
Yes, that's exactly the feeling I get every time I go to Soldier Field, because you walk past all these Chicago Bear greats murals. You know, you're literally greeted by a Walter Payton statue right in the main entrance. And I never, I get it, Soldier Field, I guess historical Soldier Field was home for the Chicago Fire in the initial years. But to answer your, to kind of think about what you just said. So Joe Mansueto, he didn't just buy this team just to buy it. Like a lot of, sports owners just buy shit and then, throw pennies at it. Like, he's actually wanting to do something with this. Like, the fact that he's trying to bring big names. He got us to get away from Bridgeview, go to Soldier Field, and it might actually make more sense to build your own stadium, because now you're going to be controlling all those funds from concessions, from parking, all that stuff. It's not going to be split between the city of Chicago and him. It's just going to go to him, and the city of Chicago is going to get their property tax, and that's it. There's more flexibility. You get to call your own shots in your own stadium now. You're not depending on the Illinois legislature to approve a spending bill. You're reaching into your pockets and paying for it. And from what I kind of get the vibe and the sense from reading what his statement is, it's not just a stadium. He wants to turn it almost into like a Wrigleyville type of setup around the stadium. So again, more revenue, more eyeballs, more foot traffic.
But
So-
for what? So that's where you run into the problem. Well, you're not going to have more than 22,000 people, which
That's the thing.
I am
That's the thing.
I feel like
That's
I'm the
the thing.
only human on planet Earth who has had anything negative to say about this. Yes.
You have
but
been negative all day worrying about the capacity of the stadium. And here's the
100%.
thing. And here's the thing. What you're failing to recognize is, first of all, think about how many season ticket holders the Fire might actually have currently.
What?
Probably nowhere near 22K.
You
Maybe
don't think
half
it's
of that.
10K?
I said maybe half of that, right? And the thing about it is, you think they're really going to build the stadium and just leave it at 22K? They're probably going to build the stadium initially for 22K with the possibility of expansion for later on.
Dude, that's 10 times more. Like, that's legitimately 10 times more expensive
No,
than building bigger
It's
now.
not. It's not, because you don't want to build a giant stadium and only fill half of it off.
Why
Why
is everyone so pessimistic? Dude, let's try. Like, look, we're on our path to make the playoffs this year, right? We believe this is a good team, correct?
Yeah.
So then
But the
we
thing is,
also believe that it's going to get better, which means we're going to have 3 straight seasons of making the playoffs. Which at that time, let's see how many people
we don't
are
know
in
that.
Soldier
We
Field.
don't know that yet. We don't know that. A lot of this is also dependent on how the USMNT does in the World
I
Cup. Like if they
Couldn't
crash and burn,
disagree more.
if they crash and burn, nobody's gonna give a shit about soccer.
You know what people
eh,
are missing? You know what fan we need? We need to be everyone's in the city's second team. Everybody wants to go after fucking families, and we should be going after kids, but like, dude, we need to be everybody's second favorite team because everyone in the city already has some European team that they care about. Like, look at James. James was a Man U fan before the Fire even existed.
Is that a metro station that stops right next to it too?
Yes, that part makes me horny. You are correct.
So not only that, so it's easier to get to than Soldier Field.
It is. It is easier to get to than Soldier Field, and the fact that this man is paying for it, yes, those are the two things that just make Toke happy.
I like to think that this stadium is being built with the idea that later on it's gonna the capacity is gonna be increased due
You'd
to
like
exceeding
to think that, but like, look at that roof.
Yeah, you can that roof, you can take it apart and make another set of rows.
I just feel like this is dude. So what you're telling me is you have no further ambition for this team than they did in 2003.
They don't want to, like, I assume he doesn't want to overspend on this project. Like, I assume that he probably thinks, let's start off with 22K. Like, Toronto FC literally did that a couple of years ago. They built their initial stadium, and then like 5 years later, they decided, you know what? We got to increase the capacity. Boom. They increased the capacity. Probably it's going to be the same concept. They're going to go ahead and increase the capacity. Right?
Yeah,
So
I'd like to see that.
I think
honestly, like, this is crazy.
I think the fact that you're pissed off about that is kind of mind-blowing, because you're missing the bigger picture here. You're missing the fact that we're getting a stadium that's privately funded, that's gonna be our own. You're not gonna have fucking City of Chicago.
Yeah, but like, I'm not gonna fucking enjoy it. I'm gonna get gentrified out of this bitch, dude. Like,
you're not gonna
support it. They're gonna be like $100 a pop, dude. It's gonna be
look. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what's gonna. You don't know. You don't even know if your situation's gonna change. All right.
You're worried about. I could be hit by a bus tomorrow. You're right.
Yeah. You don't know. For all you know, exactly. You could fucking trip on a piece of ice on the sidewalk in Sioux City, Chicago, and guess what? Guess who's gonna get the club box in the new stadium?
Guess who owns Soldier Field now?
Yeah. So to be negative about something that's not gonna happen, you don't even know if it's gonna happen in 3 years. You know, it's first of all, bro, you're wasting emotions right there, man. Enjoy the moment. When that time comes, when we get our, like, I already gotten my renewal for next year. Like, I already know how much more I'm gonna pay, which is not much. It's like $10 extra. And again, like I said before, your situation can change, my situation can change, James' situation can change. Like, you're worried about shit that's not gonna happen for 3 years. Right now, enjoy the moment. Enjoy the fact that they're gonna break ground later this year to build this,
faster
this
than the
house.
Bears.
Faster than the Bears. they're gonna build this house that, you know, as Fire fans, we would have never thought this was even possible.
Dude,
especially from the last regime. Like, I didn't think, you know.
Well, yeah, I thought we were eventually going to get contracted at the near the end of that fucking tenure.
So you can tell. So the fact that you're saying that we're not being ambitious is, first, it's not true. Joe Mansueto is being ambitious. He's already done it with player transfer. Like the fact that he tried to go after Neymar, the fact that he tried to go after KDB, he wants the players to come here. He wants people to come here and win.
So you're going to tell me though that we're about to have the 3 best seasons that we've had in the last 15 years.
I have no idea.
We're going to open up a spot, and then we're going to have more people then we're going to open up a spot that then, dude, it's just going to fucking it's just going to completely skyrocket ticket prices.
Like I said, I have no idea what's going to happen. All right. I can't see Joe Mansueto charge the same thing that Inter Miami is charging in terms of percentage wise. You know, if we're not as good as them or better, you know, especially after the Messi era, or, you know, I like to believe that, you know, he's probably going to take that into account because, first of all, this is not like the Cubs where, you know, most of the people that might have season tickets come from like the fucking suburbs. They come from Barrington. All right. This is this is like a product that's very, as an American, is almost like an acquired taste. Like, you have to like soccer to actually put up and sit in a season ticket chair to watch the Chicago Fire play. And we all know here that a lot of the American soccer fans, they tend to cheer for European teams. They don't give a shit about MLS. In fact, MLS is an acquired taste.
Yeah, almost. I mean, it's definitely, that's the perfect word for it, acquired taste.
You know, so I don't think that people are going to be busting down the doors to get season tickets for the Chicago Fire in 3 years. All right. Like, I don't, like, even we could win.
You don't think we're going to finally be good going into a new stadium?
Not to the point that we're going to be breaking down the door and be like, oh my God, there's a waiting list.
We literally already averaged 21K now. And we suck. I mean, we don't suck this year, but
it's so whenever they do those, like, you know, the average attendance, they take into account season ticket holders, you know, people that bought tickets on the street. So, like, if I have season tickets, or you that have season ticket holders, you have season tickets, if you have your ticket and you don't show up, they're still going to count you as a, you know, paid entrance. So, you know, yeah, you might say, oh yeah, we're averaging 21K, but in reality, there might only be 18,000 people in the stadium.
I just
19,000.
Like that thing's gonna be full. Ticket prices are gonna be through the roof, and I'm gonna get priced out of this.
Let me ask.
Hold on. There's one other problem. Well, wait. What did you have something else about the finances of it?
The fact, how long have you been a season ticket holder? So what, since last year? Right?
No, this is only year 2.
This is year 2. Okay. So, if you read that message, they're gonna prioritize season ticket holders as first dibs for seating. We both know that the cheapest seats in a stadium in any MLS game is always the supporter seats, and it benefits the Fire a lot more to make the supporter seats cheaper because they want to pack. They want to make that place loud. They want to make that place.
Worry about that. There's we're gonna be good. We're like going to a new stadium. It's gonna be packed. Well,
they're gonna make it cheaper.
Big enough? It's gonna be like the skinniest field.
Dude, they say you could fit. They say we're taking a third of it. They said it. They literally like picked up and dropped the Sox Stadium. That could take a third, and you could still have parking and pedestrian in the middle.
It's supposed to have a parking garage, but like what I'm saying is, it benefits any team to make your supporter group seats cheap because you want as many people as you can in that section. So, what you're also missing out too is that now supporter groups are going to have more say or more control what they like. like tifos, like they're gonna have the shit like other teams have, like with the raising the banner bullshit and making giant tifos and stuff like that. That's gonna be a norm now.
Well,
right?
and we're getting to the other thing that I'm very unhappy about that I'm hearing is that it's going to be standing room only. Now, I don't even know how that works. People were saying other teams in MLS have it. I need to see
Yeah,
pictures
you
of
never
these
didn't you
stadiums
see
without.
Didn't you see the Orlando game where they had like it's standing room and people all they have is like a bar where they could hold on to,
Dude, what
and
the
that's
fuck though? That's so stupid. Because
look, if you wanna if you wanna be lazy, bro, you can come sit next to
lazy,
me.
dude. I stand the whole game, but I'd like to sit down
You can come
I'd
sit
like
next
to
to me,
sit
bro.
down during halftime.
You can
Right,
come sit next to
I'd
me.
like to actually eat something. Like, how the fuck are you gonna buy anything? Where are you gonna set it down? So I got everything in my
They're
hands. I'm trying to
probably gonna
cheer.
have they're
Yeah.
probably gonna have places for people to eat. They
Dude, like,
literally have
what if I buy something? What the fuck? Like a hat or a fucking shirt? Like, I'm gonna have to carry
okay.
this thing.
Oh
I can't
my
put it
God.
down.
Yeah,
The seat. Like,
yes.
and let's get real. And here's the real fucking problem: is like that shit is gonna be nowhere near as angled as it needs to be. As being fucking 5'5", like it's seeing around a flag is one thing. Standing behind every fucking 6'4" cocksucker on the planet is another.
Dude, look at this location. It looks sick.
That is literally between it's between what is it? The two isn't it between the 290 and 55 with
Yeah.
94? So it's like the infrastructure mecca of like stadiums. Like
I know
you
you
can
could
go
get it. It's so easy to get to. Like I say Soldier Field's easy because it's easy for me. This is easy for just about anybody.
Doesn't the red line pass through there too?
I'm pretty sure that's the red line. Like, see that stop right there? That's the Roosevelt stop, where like every line goes through other than the blue line.
Yeah, so there's a lot of benefits to having a stadium like this. Besides the fact that you're gonna get a parking garage, because I drive in, but on the odd day that I might say, you know what, let's take the fucking train. Let me experience that. You know, that's a perk. But there's a lot more positives about this whole project
Absolutely,
than there is negatives.
especially if they don't cheap out in places. Like I remember going to the new Minnesota Twins stadium when it was new. It was recently, when it was recently new, and it was just awesome. It was like, oh wow, this place is fucking cool compared to White Sox Park and Comiskey and Wrigley, which both have their charms. But like going to some of these other ballparks, I was like, "Holy shit, this is wild!" And then you see some of the other football stadiums, and compared to what we have at Soldier Field, and Soldier Field like kind of sucks.
So you actually brought up a good point, because like I know someone on the Fire Discord chat, someone actually brought up Q2, which is Austin's stadium, and that stadium cost about $260 million to build. It's a nice stadium. But we're talking, and then LAFC stadium costs around $300 million to build. But then you're talking about Joe Mansueto about to spend $650 million on a stadium. So you kind of have to imagine that he's building a stadium with all the bells and whistles.
Dude, he might make a crown jewel of Chicago.
That's what I'm thinking. Like he's going for the bells and whistles.
He's also got to have
the only people that'll be able to go
to have that to have it be like interchangeable. Maybe it could host a football game.
Well, they weren't talking about football. They said fuck that bullshit. They was talking about concerts and stuff. And
concerts.
How state of the art can you make it for only 22,000 people? Like what the only people? This is gonna be like the fucking only people going are corporate people taking.
So is it 22? Is it 22.5 thousand seating capacity? Because if that's the case, now you have to take into account there actually might be standing room only capacity, which might bump it up.
And welcome to more. Yeah. Do you like fights in the section? Here comes more fights in the section.
I mean, they did that for Wrigley during the World Series. They They sold all their seats, and hey, the only standing room only. You want to pay a few $1,000
Well, yeah,
to
but that
stand
was
around?
like extenuating circumstances. They was
Yeah.
on the fucking concourse. It wasn't like they was.
Well, I've seen it done.
It
at
wasn't like,
Bridgeview.
yo, let's start a mosh pit down here, dog.
I've seen
Like,
it done in Bridgeview before, though. When in 2017, when the Fire were red hot, it was a regular occurrence to see to see a message saying sold out, standing room only for Bridgeview for a Fire game.
that was for Bastian Schweinsteiger, man. Like
2017.
there's no chance these tickets are they will be the highest price tickets in the league.
They need someone to sell it. They're gonna need a name and a face to sell it.
Yeah, you think they're not gonna outprice everybody, because then they won't have anybody at the stadium. You might have like your random family and that's it. Like I said, like I just mentioned before, MLS itself is an acquired taste. You can
like caviar.
Like you can find soccer fans anywhere in the city of Chicago. Hey, you walk into the Glow Pub on a Saturday morning, that place is fucking filled with a bunch of Premier League snobs.
Yeah, and if we were good for a couple of years in a row, they'd come to the game.
Don't you ever see like the look that people give you when you tell them, "Oh yeah, I support the Chicago Fire"? They're like, "Oh, you support that MLS team?" Like, again, acquired taste.
There's
right?
some UFO.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like you're disease almost.
That's crazy. But you know what else is crazy? Halfway through the MLS season, the postseason pace is currently 40 points in the West and an incredible 50 points in the East.
It's a fucking tough conference, man.
Wow.
Yes, it is. It is the Thunderdome over here, man. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe we should move to the West.
If this was a Fire of old, we will be sitting in the bottom next to Montreal.
Well, yeah, for sure. Well, thank goodness. Okay, so James, thank you for moving us along because this moves us perfectly to reviewing our last game here. The Fire did themselves a favor on their way to 50 points by getting a big 3 points on the road, baby. Berg.
That's a hard place to play at, too.
We all watched the game this time, correct?
Yep.
Excellent.
I you know what? It's kind of mind blowing that first goal. Zinc. Like I'm expecting the ball to go up because I did see Gillespie actually raise up his arms. I'm thinking, okay, it's a block shot. It's gonna go over the bar. I did not expect that shit to hit the back of the net. Like when I saw some weird moving with the ball between his arms, and I seen the back of the net move. I'm like, what the for like a half a second, I thought, okay, maybe he tipped it over, hit the back of the, but then, like, this, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the stadium got quiet, and I just see Zinc, like, do, like, a half celebration, like.
Yeah, you don't celebrate that when that kind of howler, he kept it chill, which is wild. Zinc is like, I think Zinc low-key is the best player on the team this year. Like right now, we've been talking about it. When he's on, when he's he is hot right now.
What about that third goal from Kuipers?
Dude, okay. Now you're just jumping to the next
incredible
hot, dude. Kuipers is killing. Like it was amazing. During the broadcast, they said the Fire had such a explosive and dangerous attack. Oh, what a howler, man. What an absolute howler.
Oh, dude, that I don't get me wrong.
James has got some of the highlights up. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
leave it. Oh, oh my God. That was a nice setup, man.
Because that was Zinc as well, correct?
That was Zinc with the assist, but that third goal, oh my God.
So Zinc with the assist on the second goal.
Oh, I hear it. I think this is it. So look at the build-up, man. Look at this build-up. We're talking
this Fire
about like
team passes through teams, which is amazing.
Yeah. Look how they move that ball up. Look at this. Look at this.
They switched the field wide open.
Look, just watch this.
4 guys.
Oh, between his legs.
Oh, slots it in perfectly.
Oh.
Kuipers has been on. He doesn't get a a mess of opportunities, but he is burying a high percentage of them. I think he actually is the highest per XG guy, right? I don't know. I mean, he put himself back in the Golden Boot race. And that's the other thing. Kuiper scored 2 goals in 1 minute.
I think
A brace in 1 minute or 2 minutes, I think maybe. But
he has 10
unbelievable.
goals. He has 10 goals. So he needs. I mean, I would like to see him score some more goals. I mean, I have a feeling that Kuipers has it to actually, give Baribo a run for his money, or if not, exceed him.
Baribo is insane. Oh God, Surridge, jeez. He had like 16 against
That fucker is literally riding on those goals that he scored on the Fire. That's all it is. And I cannot wait.
He scored 9 of the 11 against the Fire.
Look at Hugo's got. He's got his XG, his expected goals stat is super high.
Right? Look at that. I'm telling you, I think he's the highest guy in the league. Yes. Yes, he is, baby.
I honestly cannot wait for Nashville to come back to Chicago. Like, I want to see that rematch.
Well, that's the 14th. That's our next home game. That's the doubleheader. You coming for both games?
I am coming for a game.
I'll be there for both games. I got.
I don't know if I want to cook in the sun.
Oh no, baby! It's finally warm. Anyway, James. So I will say this, and I don't know what you guys think, but even before the Kuipers brace, as soon as we scored 5 minutes in, I felt like Berhalter was like, "All right, park the bus. Let's invite all the pressure.
Bring on Barlow."
Yeah, dude, I spent the whole second half pulling my hair out. We just absorbed pressure. You know what it is? No other.
You know what it is? Is that it's that mentality that we're so stuck on from like past years. Like when the Fire were score the first goal and they will literally just park the bus for the rest of the game and not go after any more goals. And it's like mind blowing that now they scored the first goal and holy shit, good luck trying to stop them scoring the second goal. So the Fire of old, that's what we're still stuck on. It's kind of hard. It's hard for us to believe that this Fire team might actually be good.
They are good. That's why that's why I was so mad about the stadium, because like this should be like a phenomenal day. The team is finally good. Like we're getting our own home. It's just,
dude, imagine
now
that.
I don't want to be I'm sick of, I don't want to be a TV fan, man. I want to go to the games, dude.
Imagine being in that stadium, because that stadium is going to be like very enclosed. We're talking about fans are like 10 feet or 5 feet away from the field. The hostile situation that any team will face when they go into that stadium, bro. Can you imagine that?
I just want to go to the game, man.
Look, man,
that's my one argument.
Have some faith, bro. I'm gonna write a letter to Joe. I'm like, hey, look, man, my buddy here, he is a diehard Fire fan, and he's scared shitless that you're gonna like hike up the price 200% when you guys are done building the stadium in 2028.
He'll say no.
Someone's gonna ask that question within the next.
Dude, well, but what's he gonna say? Like everybody was like, so he did an interview today. Everybody's like, why are you talking about training center? Because the training center's real and had detail. You can't. There's no details.
Oh, and it's also right down the street.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the other. You're right. It was only like a mile down the road.
And speaking of the quick redirect, guys, the real question is, looking at the Fire's record, look at this. They're in 11th place. This is no joke, man.
God.
No joke.
So if that 50 point total is right, we're off pace.
We're off pace, 22nd. There's 34 games. We played 15.
Hold on.
And on top of that, is this team, my real question is this team better than its record?
You're missing something here. If you look on that table, most of those teams have played 17 times. The Fire have only played 15 times.
Oh, you're right. I forgot we had games in hand. You are correct.
So we still have games in hand. We still have, like, if the Fire were to win 2 more games, like, and match up 17,
so
add up the points.
28 points.
28 points potentially, which means they'll shoot us up all the way
Sixth
till
place.
5th or 6th place.
Yeah, based on goal differential. Yeah, dude. I you know me. I've been screaming. We got to make the playoffs. I feel confident unless Brady and Goody are sold with inadequate replacement. That will be the only caveat. Other than that, I expect to make the playoffs.
You also have the U.S. Open Cup,
which we're getting. I don't want to talk about it. It's so far away. I don't want.
I mean, they're facing Minnesota. They're facing the bell of the ball. Isn't Minnesota like in first place on the West?
No, that's who's
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver.
What place?
What's the standings in the West, sir? Bro.
Third place.
Third place. Yeah,
they're only 2 points away from Vancouver, and we're going to Minnesota to play them.
So you got to make the playoffs this year, bro. Yeah, I hate to tell you.
I mean, if they get through Minnesota, you know, I'm going to be a believer, bro.
Well, were either of you two like freaked out by how slow getting the ball out of the back was? Like, I was very impressed by Cubs'. It is, but there was 1 or 2 times they got into a jam.
Yeah, they play dangerously in the back.
Yeah, they do.
The only thing is that they keep their cool.
Well, you could see Tehran was actually the best out of the group of doing it, but since his injury, Jack Elliott has gotten better at it. And Cups is too stupid, I guess, to be scared, because for being 17 years old, this dude is just
he doesn't give a he doesn't give a
yeah,
he doesn't
play with the ball in the back. Oh God, I don't know, man. I don't know.
They're relying on a lot of young guys. Orahel,
dude, we were talking about this the other day.
I mean, Gutman is. I thought
he's a little bit older, but Dean is out there.
Dean,
Cubs,
one,
Brady,
2, 3, 4.
Oh, you got Kwame's not very old.
You got 4 players that are homegrown.
Yeah.
And go down who came into the game. Go down.
You had Guti, that's 5. 5 homegrown players that are making the lineup.
96.
28. Okay.
28. So go down. Who came into the game? Tom Barlow did, of course. Kellen Acosta. Yeah, we got older fast. Kellen Acosta, Omar Gonzalez, Myron Holly Selassie, Barroso. That was the disturbing thing. This kid played like literally prime Jordi Alba for 1 game and has been injured and or very shaky ever since.
I think they're bringing him slowly back in. I mean, they got to get him into match fitness. So, like, I don't care how they do it. Like, if you're going to give him 15 minutes here, 30 minutes there to kind of get you back up to match fitness, and if that means getting him to that, being that explosive player that he was, then by all means, I'll be patient. I'll wait. Because we all saw that there's potential there. There's a ton of potential.
There is potential. This team is exciting, dude. I haven't been this excited about a Fire team in a long time. So I brought up one thing that's a little bit scary.
Okay.
And before we talk about DC, I want to bring this up real quick. So we may have some exits, but like we need somebody, at least one signing this summer. Do you have anybody on your wish list?
So I got a feeling that we're gonna probably sell Guti, which I'm fine with that, especially after what we saw on Saturday. Like this team can still function without Guti.
They can. I'd like some creativity in the middle there.
I will like to have an attacking midfielder, like a legit attacking midfielder. If Guti leaves, you need an AM. You need an attacking midfielder.
What about Rafael Varane? Would you take him at center back?
Oh, that's a good shout too, because he struggled at Man U. He just needs to change his standard.
Oh man. See there you done it there, man. You kind of put me in a situation where I wouldn't hate the move, but it wouldn't be my preference. Like if they were to sign Verani for the back line, I can live with that.
As a DP,
But that means that
DP defender.
that means that we still need some sort of like
attacking midfielder.
Yeah. So
we need to be able to find our Luna, our Diego Luna, our non.
So, in other words, you're basically gonna have to like go either top heavy or back heavy. Like you can't have both. Not yet, at least.
Might as well get both, man. He is a striker.
But only one
of them,
striker,
sir.
Only one of them could be a DP, though. Only one of them could be a DP.
No, I know, but I think it's easier to find cheaper center backs than it is center attacking midfielders.
Yeah, exactly.
I have 2 names on my wish list.
Okay.
The first one is I think he can play in the center, but it's not his main position. But Jack Grealish, get him out of Man City. I don't think he played a lot this year. Get him out of Man City. Pay him all the money.
29.
Pay him all the money and let him fucking party his nuts off in Chicago and score goals, baby.
Fuck that, man. If he can make it happen, by all means. But like, you really wanna let that ride? Like,
I want Jack Grealish.
I think Joe's too serious for that. He might just say, "No, this fucker's just here to party. I don't need that. I don't need that locker room cancer."
James, how do you feel about that?
I would love Jack Grealish. I don't think it's realistic at all.
Oh, okay then. What about Gio Reyna?
I mean, I just don't see this being real. 28 million right now. Yeah, his market value's tanked, but he's going to be worth it for some championship or lower level Premier League team.
Nah, dude, I think he's obtainable if you throw the money at him, man. And Mansueto got the money.
How about this? How about we look at the free agents that are going to be available this summer?
I don't even know how to bring that up.
Let's do that next time.
Yeah, good call. So, but what about Gio Reyna? He's another name I have on my list of 2 men.
Let's see. Would you actually spend DP money on Gio Reyna?
No.
You bring him in as a TAM player, right?
Hell yeah. TAM it up, baby. MLS
The
funny
question
money.
is, like, do we really need the Gio Reyna, Greg Berhalter pairing?
Yeah, I need it. I don't know about you, but I need it.
I don't
like,
know.
I really,
yeah.
If I'm gonna have to watch this shit on TV in a couple of years, I want to watch good TV.
Wait, hold on. So yeah, it's Kevin De Bruyne. Let's see.
Oh, some of these fools are not gonna stay free agents long.
No, they're not.
Go get
Dominic Lewin, huh?
Yeah, he's
gonna. Hey, Laymar's available again.
Oh, you're right. I heard about that. He might be Santos already.
Let's see.
Don't you dare click on that.
Yeah, let's see. Marco. I would take. What about Verratti?
Ronaldo might be coming.
Nah, not here. He ain't.
No, not 40 years down.
There ain't a prayer. I mean, I'm fine with that, by the way. But somebody
would take him for a year. Somebody's gonna grab him for a year.
Oh, somebody would. I just.
What about Mario Pulisic or whatever?
Yeah, no. You know who that is?
Pusalic.
Busalic? You down with you know about Busalic and his game?
Pusalic? Are we looking at the same guy? Oh no, but
Busalic?
Yeah, he's worth 13. He's 30 years
old. He already
old.
plays for Atlanta. No, I'm kidding.
The wrong Atlanta, you mean?
Atalanta. Sorry. Anyway.
Angel Gomez attacking midfield. Worth
I don't
20
know.
mil.
So is this listed by their market value? Because this is not exciting in the world of free agents, my man. Looks like we're gonna need to pay a transfer fee.
If you want the premium cookie jar, yeah, you're gonna have to pay a transfer.
Let's do it. I don't know. Do you guys got any other names come to mind? Jack Grealish is now going to become my new obsession.
Is he a free agent, or are we going to pay?
No,
money
hell
for him?
no. Just sign him. Get him the hell out of Man City. care. Like,
Fuck,
do
bro,
they care that they
you really want to bring that cancer room locker, bro? That
1,000%?
cancer is
No,
like
he's
there's
a good
harmony.
teammate. He's a good teammate. He just likes to
I'm
party.
sure.
Go get
That's the
Victor
thing, like-
Lindelof. If you go get the poor man Varane and Victor Lindelof,
Ew, man.
Hey,
That's like
how
it's
did
like
he-
somebody
how did he
telling
do?
you
and you can pay him TAM money.
it's like, would you like Skittles
Ah.
or would you like peas?
You know what? That might not be a bad move. If we're looking for a cheap fullback or center back,
Yeah, peas
That
are
might
healthy
not-
for you.
that might be your TAM player right there, man.
Oh, gross. Get it out of here. Anyway, all right, guys, before we get out of here, we have to do the most important thing. And that's let's look ahead to this DC United game. I
Wow,
can't wait to
Chicago.
watch Christian.
Look at this. They're getting respect on the road.
No way.
Look at that win probability.
Oh my God. Everybody bet your entire
Whoa.
fortune on DC. Dude, we are without
guess-
Brady. We are
I
without
guess we-
Orhel. We are without Cups.
I guess everybody saw that Chicago Fire game last Saturday.
Wow,
Dude,
but they don't know what we know.
Yeah, we all we do
What?
is win on the road. We're
Can we
like
see the
5 of our
lineups?
6 wins are
No, it's
on the
not- it's
road,
not
right?
there yet.
I don't know who DC has. I don't know who's the Magic Man in DC. Like it's been a while since
What's his fucking nuts? Benteke.
he's still there.
Hell yeah, Benteke's still there. He unhappy as hell, I think. Oh wait, is he
I don't-
injured?
I didn't see him.
Hold on,
He's
go
not
back
even
up. Did I miss it?
I didn't see him there.
He's not on there.
Well, egad, this has to be big
Whoa.
news. Where is? Oh, I was looking on the wrong side.
He's not on that other side either.
He's not on that
Oh.
other side. I'm not seeing him either.
Interesting. Well then,
Is he out? Did he
he
quit on the
must be
team?
injured, dude. He has to be injured because he was the only thing they had going for a hot minute. Where is DC in the standings? This is cutting commentary, but like legit, I have not watched a DC game that I remember.
I
right?
haven't either.
Like I am a sicko. I'll watch it. Like I will
shit.
watch like
Look.
360.
Scroll up. He is out multiple weeks. Will miss several matches. He has an ankle sprain. When was this though?
That's why. Even with our absences, we're now favored against DC.
Oh shit! That happened recently, May 16th.
Yup.
So he's not.
Dang. So go back to their lineup. Who else do they got? Anybody we know? Anybody we've heard of?
That's what I want to see. I want to see who's there.
Anyone
Like,
we love and respect?
who's the Magic Man? Let's see. we got
Murrell or whatever that guy. Mural.
Kojima.
He can play
What? Okay.
the striker.
Kojima, Morel. Let's see. They got Schnegg, Ina. I don't even know any of these people.
Yeah,
Peltola.
Dude, DC, once this league got 32
Fuck,
teams, I
man.
kind of lost
These-
track of a few.
Where did they get these
Why am I-
players? Kmart?
Like honestly, I'm over here trying to look for the goalkeeper that was really good for DC for a couple of years. What's his face?
Bill Hamid.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, where's Hamid?
Yeah, where's Bill Hamid? Dude, remember he's playing for like Vermont.
Yeah.
God,
All
I
right,
love
let's rein
Keanu
in. Let's
Reeves.
rein in our. What's our predictions here, boys?
Oh,
Man, you kind of have to go. Man, it's hard not to go for the Fire at this point. Like I don't know
See-
anybody.
that's why it's hard because it's like logically,
You know what? You know what?
logically, there's
You know
no reason we should win this game because it's on the road. We've won so many
Hold on.
games.
Hold on. This is our payback game.
Oh, we
They tied.
did lose.
No, we tied 2-2. Like, if the Fire want to enact revenge, this is it. And oh, look at the standings.
This was that last second goal.
Yes, the bicycle kick.
Oh. God, I remember that now because Benteke got one, and then
Chicago
there was
win
last
2-1.
second goal.
I'm calling it. Chicago win 2-1. That's my score.
2-1. God, we were right too last week. We called a win. We was talking. James, you had last week right. You said 3-1.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck this! The Fire gonna win 3-1."
All right. You know what? Fire 2-0.
You're like a kid on a roller coaster. Whee!
You know what?
Where you at, DPG? What's your score?
It's kind of hard. Well, we don't have Cups. We don't have Brady. We don't have Guti.
Wait, where's Guti? Oh, wait.
Oh, Guti got called into camp?
No,
he didn't.
Did he?
No, I don't think
No,
he did.
he just had that red card suspension. Guti will be back.
So we don't have Cups. We don't have Brady. And who else we're missing?
Or
That's it?
hell.
Or hell. So this is gonna be Kwame and Davila in the midfield with Guti, 2 destroyers and an attacking
Yeah,
mid.
because Pineda's got to play center back probably.
Yeah, So this is gonna be a very interesting mix, and I fucking 3-0 fire.
God, this team is fun to watch. That's why I want to go to the games.
It's hard to predict this team now. Like,
yeah,
at this
it used
point,
to be
like,
easy.
yeah, like, so, yeah, I think 3-0 fire.
All right, and speaking of being fun to watch, I'm hoping you guys take that like button and punt it. We'll guys catch you next time here on Enemies of the Fire, live every Thursday. At least that's when we put up the podcast. And we'll catch you next time. Make sure you guys help us hit our goal of 500 subscribers. See you next time here on Enemies of the Fire. Thank you for joining. See you later.